please stand for the presentation of colors?
Join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance and the salute to the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. You may now be seated.
someone who has given his life for something bigger than himself. Throughout our history, America has protected us by our patriots and cherished liberty and made sacrifices to advance the cause of freedom. The brave members of the United States Armed Forces answer the call to serve our nation, ready to give all to their country. On Veterans Day, we honor these extraordinary Americans for their service and their sacrifice. We pay tribute to their legacy of freedom and peace that they have given to our great nation. Let us always remember and never forget the men and the women that have served and continue to serve our country. I want to welcome our veterans, our parents, our community, and students to this honorable assembly. I'm grateful for this opportunity to honor those who served in the military and those who are currently serving. May we never forget the price, and I'm going to say this again to our students, may we never forget the price of freedom. At this time, we will honor each military branch with a call out. Veterans, please stand during the calling of your branch. We ask that the audience hold their applause until the branches have been called out. Marines, Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard. Please put your hands together and honor our
David. Thank you again to our orchestra and our choir so far that have performed. This has been a beautiful celebration, and we still have more to go. Let me begin by introducing our guest speaker. Let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Alan Roberts. He was born in Galveston and moved to the city of Pasadena around age 5. He attended PISD schools from 1st to 12th grade. It was in 7th grade where his talent for singing came alive. He began to practice and perform and ended up performing in many cities and national concerts all over the country as he grew older. He performed in places from Montana to Idaho and all the way to England, Israel, and Romania as well. His singing career has allowed him many unique opportunities. Mr. Alan Roberts graduated from Pasadena High School and soon after went into the military. He served this beautiful country for a few years, and after completing his time, he landed a scholarship to San Jacinto College for music. He was the first one to receive the first music scholarship, and he was also the first veteran to ever attend San Jacinto College on a scholarship. In his own words, he said, "You never know where you will go." Please give Mr. Alan Roberts a warm round of applause.
All right, I'm enjoying being here. It's such an honor and a privilege to be in this beautiful school. All you students and you teachers and staff are so blessed to be here in this wonderful facility that even thinks enough to think about Veterans Day and offers such a nice program. The color guard was great. The drill team was precise. The music was beautiful. And the band and the orchestra were just extraordinary. These are your children, a lot of them, and you just don't appreciate how good your children are unless you see them with their friends and they're over here playing together. Can you hear me in the back? I don't normally have a problem. I was never allowed to sing in junior high because my voice was too loud. I had to wait till the 7th grade. But that was okay. I enjoyed it. I caught up quickly. This morning I had an early breakfast meeting over around the Galleria, so I left a little bit early to get here to beat the crowd. And as I was driving down the freeways, I was looking at the auto dealerships and all the big buildings that have these giant flags. And you know, every one of them were flying their flags at half-staff, or half-mast, as some people like to say, in honor of the veterans that have served our country. And as you know, a veteran doesn't have to be dead to be honored. A veteran is anyone who has ever served their country. We get confused with Memorial Day sometimes. Memorial Day is for the deceased that have been in the military. It used to be called Decoration Day, when families would go to the cemeteries and decorate the tombstones and have a picnic and a parade. Well, we still have Veterans Day parades now, and we invite people to come out, have a picnic, have a school function, honor veterans. We've got some here. If you see one of them, you recognize them, they got their fatigues on, shake their hand, introduce yourself and say, "Thank you for serving me when you did. You protected my freedom. You gave me a peace that knowing when you're free and there are men and women standing on the borders behind the fence somewhere watching over you. When you pray and you ask God to watch over you at night and you go to sleep, you say your prayer to include these military men that are there to watch over you and give you this freedom that you enjoy. Your freedom to go at school, to go at church, to go play out in the park with your friends. Not everybody all over the world has this freedom to do this. And we all, even though I am a veteran, I may or may not look like one. You're supposed to be 6'6" and big and wearing armor and carrying a gun. Well, veterans mostly don't. We're very average, normal people. We're parents, we're teachers, preachers, singers. We're just family people. We love our family, and we appreciate the military who is watching over us, keeping the enemies at bay, keeping the ships, submarines out in the water. They're watching. We've got radar people, which I did. And we watch for the planes or the missiles to protect you guys so you can sit here and get a great education and find teachers, principals, and staff that are looking over you. You do your pledge, you do your period of silence, or you may do a prayer. Whatever is appropriate for your school nowadays. Things have changed since I was a child and in the first grade. How about 75 years ago, I'd have been in this school here. Our one's similar. We didn't have the air conditioning and the nice things like that. Our teachers suffered along with the rest of us. But be sure and thank your family that showed up here to support you. Show your teachers and just thank them for all that they have done for you. I have a 5-year-old grandson who is in a school across Houston. He's 5th grade grandson, not 5 years old. He get me for that. He's 10. And he loves the military, and we talk about it a lot. And he texted me this morning. He was going to school and on his way, and he says, "Pops, I'm going to talk to my teacher and see if she knows what Veterans Day means." Because they're not having a nice program like this at their school. Brand new school, just like this one. They're not having this program. You kids are special, and you have very special leadership, and your teachers, and your principals and all. So don't let them forget it. Tell them how much you appreciate them. They love you, and they watch out for you, and they teach you every day. But let me get over to the military. I know I didn't look at my watch, but I know I'm going to run it. Miss Cruz will jerk my coattail here in a minute if we start to run out of town, our time. But you think your parents might be a little bit hard on you, getting you up in the morning and getting you fed, and getting you dressed, and getting you out of the house. You ain't lived yet till you join the military. They've got to come in beating on a garbage can lid at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning and getting you up, telling you you've got 15 minutes to get a shower, get dressed, make your bed, straighten up your foot locker, and stand at the foot of your bed for attention. If you don't pass attention, you get out and run a mile while all the others go eat breakfast. Then you come back and go to school. They teach you everything your parents have taught you, perhaps, and a whole lot more about discipline. People that serve in the military are very disciplined and orderly, and they know what to do. They know to follow an order. Got a man over here, he's a sergeant. If you're a private, lower rank, and that sergeant tells you to move, you move. Because it might save your life someday. You learn not to question your teachers. There's a reason for that. You don't ask questions of Mr. Jordy Thomas. If he tell something, you do it. You squat and say, Froggy, how far? You get after it. You listen to what they have to tell you. They will teach you how to eat a meal. Breakfast, 5 minutes. You don't get a glass, you get a bowl of milk. And you swallow it at one time. You have 5 minutes for breakfast. You have 10 minutes for lunch. 10 minutes for supper. And it's bedtime. There's no shooting the breeze or playing with your Xbox or your cell phone. Forget that. But you are going to learn to be a principled, disciplined young person. You will possibly join the military. Some of you will not. Just in your cup of tea. But those who really love and appreciate their country will join. They will gain these qualities, and they will become a wonderful veteran, and they will serve their communities equally as well as they serve the military. A veteran is anyone who has ever served the military in any way, whether living or dead. And it's often confused, and it is a national holiday, just as Memorial Day is. But don't get Memorial Day confused with Veterans Day. Memorial Day is just for those that have passed away during service. It is important that we remember them and the parades and the recognition that they get. That used to be called Decoration Day for some of us older people. And we would go to the cemeteries and decorate them and put up fresh flowers and leaves. We would have parades and picnics out there at the cemetery. These were things that veterans did. In 1918, the United States won the war that was called the Great War. The war of all wars, never be another war. That was 1918, and it was called World War I. Well, some of the people got Woodrow Wilson, who was president, to set up a day of recognition for this Veterans Day time. And it was November the 11th, which if you think about it, it was the 11th month, the 11th day, and the 11th hour. 11, 11, 11. And this lasted until around 1938. There became a movement to change Veterans Day. Well, in 1954, Dwight Eisenhower, who was our president, former 5-star general in the Army over everyone in Europe during World War II, he changed, or signed rather, a resolution to change Veterans Day and to change it Veterans Day from Armistice Day. Armistice Day was the first name. Armistice means peace and agreement. But it was changed to Veterans Day to honor the troops. And there are a lot of veterans, just plain old common guys like us, veterans who have done very well for themselves. I just listed 3 or 4 of them that came to my mind. One would be Bush number 41, who is our most recent president. He was an Air Force pilot. His father, Bush, was a pilot at 19, barely out of high school. He got shot down in his fighter in the ocean, and he lived for a week in a raft before he was rescued and went back to college, business, pilot, and presidency. The next one I thought of was President Jimmy Carter. He was in the Navy. What a great man. We had John Kennedy, President Kennedy, who served in the Navy. You saw the movie, PT-109. The PT boat got shot up in his crew. They hung on to the pieces and floated or survived. Then there was President Eisenhower, who was the 5-star general over all millions of soldiers in Europe. then we have a few of the older ones, maybe President Jackson and one well-known man named President George Washington. We could classify them as veterans. They fought in some very important wars. And this is very important to honor all the people. I know my family gives me credit for it, particularly my grandson. And I bet right now he's grilling his 5th grade teacher. Well, my pop says this. And I'm sure that teacher has Googled it, and they've looked on YouTube. And I encourage you folks and you kids to do the same thing. I did it last night, just to see if there was anything on YouTube. There's some great stuff. They have some children speaking and asking questions, talking about Veterans Day. And I encourage you, when you go home this evening, get on the computer, whatever you have, and go to YouTube or Wikipedia and look it up further. I can't possibly tell you everything about it. I am just proud to be a veteran. I'm glad I made the choice to go into the military at 18. It settled me down a little bit before I started college at 22. And that was a great experience. So I'm really honored and thankful to be here. And I don't know how many of you kids know it, our parents for that matter, but this school is special to me because it is named after my brother. He served on the school board here for about 35 years, and I thought he was going to retire when they named the school after him, but that didn't happen. I think you'll find him around the halls sometimes around here, maybe for some occasions, maybe just lunch. Maybe he's hungry. He needs a lunch, so he'd come over here and catch up with you guys. But anyway, praise you for all that you do at this school. I am very thankful for the invitation to be here. And God bless America.
than taps. Since 1862, taps has played at military funerals to honor the sacrifice of fallen service members. Originally, however, it was intended to send soldiers off to a less permanent sleep. During the Civil War, Union buglers signaled "lights out" to their comrades with a tune called "Extinguished Lights." Finding the song too formal, in July of 1862, Union Army General Daniel Butterfield decided to find a more appealing tune to end the day. In collaboration with his bugler, the two rearranged an earlier bugle called "Scott Tattoo" into the 24 notes of taps. The music was beautiful on that still summer night and was heard far beyond the limits of our brigade. The next day, several buglers from the neighboring brigades asked for copies of the music. Taps formally became a mandatory part of the Army funeral ceremonies in 1891. Today, taps is played every day at the tomb of the unknown soldier and every night at Arlington National Cemetery, both to call an end to the day and as a tribute to those who gave the last full measure of devotion. When taps is played at a military funeral, it is customary to salute if you are in uniform, or place your hand over your heart. Please rise for the playing of taps.
Aviators, this is just a reminder that as we listen to taps and your hand is over your heart, that you take this time to think about this beautiful country that we're in and the privileges that we have. We're going to ask you to hold all applauses and use this time to reflect and think as we listen to taps.
Thank our parents for coming out and our veterans, and we also want to thank Mr. Roberts for coming out. Thank you, parents, and we will see you in a little bit.